Good morning, everyone. I'm Francesco, and I'm going to talk about the third global challenge of the morning session, environment and cultural heritage. I choose two keywords for my presentation, and the keywords are sustainability and innovation. Indeed, I would like to say sustainability as a driver for innovation. In this framework, University of Bologna is very active and offers a wide range of high-quality international master programs. You see here the list. They are from economics and management to engineering and architecture, horticultural science, conservation science, chemical innovation. They are 10, and you can find any information about them at the desk, as you know, where you can get in contact with currently enrolled students and the network of former students. So please take a look at the desk. I organized my presentation to give you an overview of some key themes, some key challenges that our international programs face or covers. Here you see three of these themes. I put first building knowledge to face environmental challenges. I think it's very important. I put it first because it is very important, in my opinion, that knowledge and critical understanding are the base for sustainable development. And just to stress this idea, I reported here two short sentences that impressed me very much. And the first one is from China's Minister of Environmental Protection, as quoted by People Dailies on July 2013. And that's the sentence. He said, "Drinking polluted water while driving a BMW is not what we expected from industrialization and modernization." That's quite strong, in my opinion. And the second one is from Chief Executive of WWF International. In a recent speech, he said that we are living as if we have an extra planet at our disposal, but unless we change course, by 2030, two planets will be not enough. So my comment is that unfortunately we have just one, so we should take care of it. Second, the other two themes you see in the slide are strictly related to the first one, and the second is world food supply and soil conservation. And the third one is resources exploitation and recycling. I have some figures, and I would like to show you a paradox on these two themes. Here, I would like just to remember that the upcoming expo is centered on these themes. As you see there, that's the well-known slogan, that's feeding the planet, energy for life. And the other comment on this slide is about the very challenging targets by European Commission for 2030 on recycling. You see there 70% municipal waste recycling and 80% packaging waste recycling. That's very challenging. So that's the paradox I mentioned before. Every year worldwide, 1.3 billion tons of food are wasted. That's a huge amount, and that's almost 1/3 of the global food production. But at the same time, almost 900 million people suffer from hunger. And as you see in the picture, the wasted food is 4 times what it would take to feed the 900 million people that are hungry. Some numbers about Italy. Food waste $750 billion CO2 emission related to food waste, 11%, and water that is used and is wasted is enough to fill the Lake of Geneva 3 times over. That's quite impressive from my point of view. Now I would like to show you the figures I said, trying to answer the main question, is it sustainable? I put here 3 questions for you. The first one is, how many tons of minerals, metal and fuel a European board will need in his life? Second one, how many tons of CO2 are emitted each hour? And the last one, how many chemicals have been pre-registered under European regulation? I don't give you right now the answers, and I'll give you the answers in few seconds, so you have some time to think about it. I would like first to spend a few words about these 2 pictures, and then I give you the answers. On the left-hand side, you see world population growth. On the horizontal axis, there is time. And on the vertical one, amount of population. And you see the small light green guy is 1960. And the big green boy is 2030. On the other side, you see resources and environment exploitation. Again, time on the horizontal axis and consumption on the vertical one. And as you can immediately realize, the growth rate is quite impressive. So, how can we face it? In my opinion, we should, as I said, sustainability should be a driver for innovation. That's the beginning of my presentation. And we should master key enabling technologies to shift to a low-carbon, knowledge-based society. We need new industrialization processes. We need innovative technologies, new concepts, new blue and green concepts like blue economy, green chemistry. And that's what we can offer here at the University of Bologna, our international master programs. So now I can give you the answers to the 3 questions. You see the answers in red. So how many of you answered all the questions correctly? Please put your hands up. No, at least one. At least one. Who guessed at least one? Yeah, great. Thank you, Monica. Okay, so Victor, where is Victor? Please, Victor, did you guess one of the, yes, the last one. At least the last one. Okay. So I would like to introduce to you Victor. Victor is a second-year master student here at the University of Bologna, and I invited him to give you a flavor of his experience here. Please, Victor.
Thank you. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, my name is Victor, and I'm from Nigeria, and I'm an Erasmus Mundus student of Chemical Innovation and Regulation. Yeah, this is actually my second year at University of Bologna. I had my first year in University of Algarve in Portugal, and I actually chose University of Bologna because during my first year in Portugal, majority of the courses I did relating to chemical innovation and regulation, I found out that I really enjoyed the lecturers from University of Bologna, especially from the chemistry department. To be sincere, I think they've actually got one of the best chemistry departments I know in Europe. You know, a lot was said on catalysis and so many other things, and it was actually a mind-boggling one for me. So I decided to come to Bologna. More so, I love the international community in Bologna, which is also very great. Yeah, actually a lot have been said on Erasmus program, and a lot will still be said, but I will just bring out 2 key parts that I actually love about Erasmus program. And number one is the expertise. you get to meet experts in diverse fields of your course, in the sense that since it's an integrated curriculum, so majority of your courses are taught by experts in or from different lecturers of your consortium of universities, which is actually very amazing. And the second part, which I also love very much, is the international network that you get. There's an Erasmus Mundus association that you can relate with online and so many things. And again, you meet a lot of people, you network with people, you know, networks that you can keep for your life and never know where you're going to need them, which is also very great. So back to the environment, let me call it our environment, because we don't have any other environment again. It's our health and we need to take care of it. As a matter of fact, there are so many global challenges in the environment, and we've actually seen in previous slides that you don't want to drive a BMW and you're going to be drinking polluted water. You don't want that for yourself. And so there are actually a lot of global challenges in terms of polluted water, in terms of aquatic water, in terms of toxic chemicals, in terms of waste, and so many things. But there are also some approaches being done at present in order to prefer solutions to these things. The first thing I would like to speak on is regulation. In 2006, the United Nations brought out a policy on the strategic approach of international chemical management, in which the goal is such that by 2020, there is going to be sound management of chemicals, such that there will be minimal effect of adverse chemicals to both human health and the environment. And so several countries have spurred interest in these, and I will just speak a little on the European REACH. REACH is registration, evaluation, authorization, and restriction of chemicals, in which about over 1,403 chemicals have been registered. Majority of the industries actually are quite concerned about REACH, because the REACH regulation is quite stringent, in the sense that it's like pushing them to the wall, that kind of thing. But on the other hand, I found out that these regulations actually spurred innovation. For example, if a sort of chemical is being banned because it's hazardous to health or to the environment, maybe it's not biodegradable, and the REACH decided to restrict the use of these chemicals. We found that for the past years, we found that most chemical industries in Europe have actually, there's been a great concern on innovation, because they have to get new products, they have to get safer chemicals and things like that. So to a large extent, this regulation has actually spurred innovation in industries, which is actually something very great. The part of innovation, a very good approach being used, is also green chemistry. Green chemistry involves the design of processes and products in order to minimize the use of hazardous chemicals. So with the use of green chemistry, we found out that the issue of waste is being minimized. The issue of using several reagents that are not good is being minimized, and so green chemistry approach is actually being used in several ways for the industry and for sustainability. And if I actually may ask each and every one of us, do you think we actually hold stewardship to our environment, not just for our generation, but also for the next generation? You might say, oh, I don't care or something, but the truth is, yes, we actually hold environmental stewardship, and it behooves of me and you to take over our environment in every possible way. As we've read, the amount of CO2 that is being emitted every day is over 4 million, and quite a lot is being done in this side, because the industries there is an approach to go from the use of fossil fuels to renewable resources that can reduce CO2 emission and can lead to no net CO2 emission in the environment. This is quite challenging actually, but a lot is being done, and actually there is still enough room in the ladder for sustainable development. So let me just end with this, and it's the fact that sustainable development is actually the panacea for a better world. The truth is, we hold our children, we hold future generation a better place in this environment. Thank you.
Thank you, Victor. Let's go back to my presentation with 3 more key themes covered by our international programs. The first one in the slide, getting resilient to earthquakes, floods, and landslides. You know how many billions of dollars are spent every year in the world to recover from earthquakes, floods, landslides? Almost $60 billion. That's a huge amount of money, really. I agree with President Obama that said in a recent speech, before emergency occur, we must make sure we are ready to respond. The second theme you see here is protection of coastal and marine waters. Another question for you: how many people live in coastal zones in Italy and US? You know? In Italy, almost 30% of people, and in US up to 40%, and they live 40% of people, but the coastal shorelines are less than 10% of available land. So 40% of people on less than 10% of land. So you can imagine that there is a severe pressure on coastal zones, and so we need for integrated comprehensive protection plan protection. So and we need long-term management tools for sustainable development. The last theme on this slide that I would like to pay attention to is cultural heritage preservation before global changes. I have some figures on that on the last slide. I put here 3 keywords just to emphasize that this theme is highly multidisciplinary. That's heritage science, rehabilitation, culture, and managers. And so if you want to work successfully in this interesting field, you need a multidisciplinary approach. But the approach should be definitely also international. For instance, you see that European Commission within the current funding program that is called Horizon 2020 calls for the establishment of a unique European research infrastructure for restoration and conservation. So, both multidisciplinary and international approach, that's what we try to offer here through our international programs. So, before showing you some figures, I would like to invite here Federica. She is a PhD student. She attended an international master program here in Bologna, and she graduated last year twice. Is it right? Yeah. Please.
Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Federica. As Professor Ubertini told you while introducing me, I'm a PhD student here at University of Bologna. My educational path developed between Ferrara, Bologna, and New York. In fact, I took my bachelor degree at University of Ferrara, which is my hometown. And then I decided to move at University of Bologna for the very reason of attending an international master course and the possibility of getting a double degree with Columbia University. In fact, thanks to this choice, I've earned a degree from 2 very well-known institutions, such as University of Bologna and Columbia University. My personal experience was just open-minded and inspiring. In fact, I had the chance to learn different ways of studying, which is the Italian one and the American one, and I had the chance to work in team projects with international students, both here in Bologna and in New York. And this was very inspiring because there were people with different backgrounds, and everyone has had a different way of solving a given problem, so we could collaborate and choose the one that best fit our case. This path I chose also highlighted how some challenges have a global importance throughout the world, and how all universities try to provide us with tools and knowledge in order to face them. Just before, Professor Ubertini was mentioning some of them in the field of civil engineering, such as earthquake and floods. Well, there are some examples that come in my mind. 2 years ago, when I was in Bologna, I attended a seminar given by a very well-known professor in the field of seismic engineering. He was analyzing how the majority of warehouses collapsed due to the earthquake we had in Emilia-Romagna a couple of years ago. And he was suggesting us how to rehabilitate them or design new warehouses that could withstand seismic events. And last year in Colombia, I took a class of managing engineering, and we had a speaker coming from a very well-known engineering firm, and he was talking about Sandy hurricane, which hit New York a couple of years ago as well, and he was showing us how the very large amount of damages that this hurricane caused didn't have to happen again, and for this reason they were trying to find ways to make New York more resilient. So these were just a couple of examples I had just to show you how there are some global issues that have importance throughout the world, and I think that the choice of an international program, and namely the possibility to study abroad and get a degree abroad, help you to get in touch with people coming from different backgrounds, and will help you to have a wider view of the whole issue. That's it.
Thank you, Federica. Just a remark on your speech. Maybe your path was Ferrara, Bologna, New York, Bologna. That's you missed the last step. Okay, so that's my last slide. As I said, some figures about the last themes. Again, there are here 2 questions for you. How many cultural natural sites are inscribed on the UNESCO World Heritage List? And how many of them are enlisted in danger? Okay, as before, I give you a few seconds to think about it, and I spent few words about this picture. So that's the construction market in Italy. On the horizontal axis, there is time, years from 2000 to 2013. On the vertical axis, the amount of money, millions of euros. Red line is the market of new constructions. Black line is rehabilitation of built environment. So, as you can see, the new construction market is getting saturated. We need a new approach, a new perspective, and the whole sector needs a global change. On the other side, rehabilitation sector is growing and now is up to 50% of the whole market. That's the same in Europe. So, the 2 questions. How many sites? Almost 1,000. And how many sites in danger? 45. But many more need urgent actions. They are under examination because if we don't make any action, they will be considered to be for the inscription in the danger list. So, do you guess one of these sites that is in danger, or is going to, that is under examination? Okay, not Bologna. No, that's misleading, not Bologna. Yeah, the site is Pompeii. That's quite incredible. Okay, so I would like to conclude my presentation by inviting here Saskia. I leave the floor to her, and she will present to you Mostrarti. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so my name is Saskia and I'm from the Netherlands. I study a master's degree here in Bologna. So in fact, I'm now doing an international experience, or I am experiencing an international program here in Bologna. My course is called Innovation and Organization of Culture and the Arts, a very long name, but basically we're studying to become cultural managers. This is one of our things that came out of our program. At our program, we basically study management connected to culture and the arts, but also we are very much motivated to put it in practice. And earlier Heather was presenting Joka Open Mic, which is a music project, sorry. And this is about art, contemporary art and art of young people. How do I go to the next slide? Okay, thank you. So basically this is an organization that's been founded by 4 students of our program, and currently we count 26 members. We are not even a year old, but we're quite innovative and trying to grow quickly. Basically, in terms of management, there are 2 things: research and analysis, obviously. So like I said, our mission is to help young artists, but more specifically, we help young artists who are based in Italy, or who are working in Italy, and they do not necessarily have to be Italian, but they're just based here. So our managerial approach, obviously, we work with a team of people, we work with the artist, but in order to make our project successful, we first, of course, test if they're feasible in terms of money, in terms of people, workforce, etc. But also we see, are there any similar projects in the region, in Bologna? Because if there are, maybe we should change our project or do something else. Also a SWOT analysis, so we try to be critical towards ourselves and to our environment and see how could we improve, or what are the things that are going well, what should be going better. And then of course an analysis of each event, but I will not go to that in depth. Could I go to the next slide? Yeah, okay. Then our interdisciplinary approach is a more important thing, I think, because we try to involve a lot of different people into our project. Artists, obviously, that are based in Italy. For our first project that we had was an exhibition here in Bologna. It included 21 artists coming from 7 different countries. It was an exhibition over 3 days with over 400 visitors, I'm sorry. And it included around 30 volunteers that worked on our project. So, of course, very interdisciplinary in terms of staff. Skills, we come from very different bachelor degrees. So we started Joka, but for example, I studied European studies. Some of us studied translating. We come from different fields, different countries, and that's how we try to be interdisciplinary as well. And then, of course, we have different partnerships. Then I think the most important thing about our project is that we're very international. Like I said, the artists that participate in our project come from different countries, but also our team. I'm not sure how many nationalities we have at the moment, but I think it's about 10 or 12 out of 26 people, which is, it's very cool. So we have different languages, different things that we can cater to online, but also here in the region and in Italy. Then also we really promote, like we invite the artists to be very mixed. So we not only focus on photography, for example, right now today we are presenting a photography exhibition, but our other projects also include sculptures, prints, comics, everything that's considered visual art. And I will conclude my presentation with the exhibition we're presenting today. It's a photography exhibition titled Generation Abroad. Unibo has asked us to, the University of Bologna, has invited us to make a photography exhibition with students from this university. And we titled it Generation Abroad because we feel that everyone from our generation has many opportunities, so many more opportunities than the generation before us. And we try to celebrate this with this photography exhibition. So we invited all students that study here or have studied here to send us their photographs that kind of show how international their life is at the moment. They also wrote about it. So if you see the photographs, there's also a story next to it, and they explain their experiences. To promote it, we went around the university campus, and we asked everybody to hold the sign Generation Abroad, and we shared it on our social media, and this also went worldwide, so it's pretty nice. And yeah, I would like to conclude with just inviting you to see the photography exhibition and see visually what it's like to study abroad and to learn some more about what Mostardi does. Thank you.